Chapter 1765, Impossible to Escape, 3. In the next second, the fiendish demon let out a sky-splitting roar and rushed towards Enchanting and the little fiendish demons with its friends, wanting to devour them. Enchanting's heart turned cold. Both she and the little fiendish demons were going to die here today. As 8 black shadows rushed towards them, sounds of hurried footsteps came from behind them. Enchanting frowned slightly, her view completely filled with the sight of the fiendish demons about to pounce on them. While they surrounded her, the little fiendish demons were all shaking with fear yet didn't back down a single inch. At this critical moment, the footsteps behind Enchanting suddenly vanished. In the next second, a ferocious tiger-like figure leaped from behind Enchanting and crashed straight into the incoming murderous fiendish demons. With the appearance of that one figure, many black figures appeared around them and all rushed towards them as well. The demons howled and pounced on the 8 demons attacking them. Enchanting stood rooted to the ground as the demons in front of her began slaughtering each other. It's the great sages. The great sages are here. The sharp noses of the demons around Enchanting had picked up a familiar scent and they opened their eyes in excitement. Enchanting's scent of smell was nothing compared to the demons and she couldn't differentiate their scent. But if the little fiendish demons were saying that, the demons who had just come had to be from the eastern camp. In the blink of an eye, the 2 clans were swept into battle. Teeth and claws became the most valuable weapon in this simple but violent fight. Blood splattered all over the place as a metallic scent filled the air. The eastern camp was obviously at an advantage here. The 8 attacking demons had originally been planning a secret attack and hadn't expected that the demons who had stayed behind to take care of things would appear. The 2 groups fought to the death as the fight intensified. Enchanting felt her heart slowly calm down as she looked at the demons around her. Her eyes darted around her as she tried making use of the chaos to slip away. The demon blood on her was useless now. The ore-masking elixir would only mask Enchanting's scent and not the scent of demon blood on her. Enchanting wanted to use this opportunity to sneak away, wash the demon blood off herself and quickly leave the dangerous valley. But now she was surrounded by a constant crowd of little fiendish demons, so she couldn't budge at all. If she left now, it would definitely look suspicious. As Enchanting was agonizing over what to do, the eastern camp demons had already taken advantage of their numbers and killed the 8 demons who had tried to attack them. Within moments, the bodies of the 8 fiendish demons lay on the ground as the strong smell of blood permeated the air. Seeing the 8 demons die, the scared little fiendish demons all breathed out a sigh of relief. They would have become the demons' food if the demons from their camp hadn't come. The victorious 8th Division would soon have the bodies of the defeated demons carved up, the internal organs eaten. After the commotion, Enchanting caught the eye of a slightly bigger demon. Chapter 1766, This Taste is to Die For. 1. What are you doing here? Who asked you to bring these little demons here? The demon was unhappy about the trouble the little fiendish demons had caused. The camps in the valley were all fighting non-stop right now, with the adult fiendish demon lives all at stake. What were these little demons causing trouble for? It was a great sage who asked us to patrol, a scared little fiendish demon said. The fiendish demon frowned slightly as its eyes swept over Enchanting in the human skin. It seemed as though she was the leader. However, his gaze turned disdainful as he looked at her slender body. By now, Enchanting was already used to the disdainful gaze from the adult fiendish demons. But this demon turned around suddenly, grabbed a heart from one of the defeated enemy demons and threw it at Enchanting's feet. Come over here and eat with us. How could they possibly have such a weak adult fiendish demon in the eastern camp? If not for the human skin, he would have thought that she was a little fiendish demon. Enchanting looked at the bloody heart beside her leg as her eye twitched. The demon's heart looked like a piece of meat that had been rotting a long time. It was so disgusting that she felt like throwing up just looking at it. But the little fiendish demons beside her drooled as they looked at the heart. To them, flesh from the same species was the best. It tasted good and made them stronger, and was the food they looked forward to the most. But even though the little fiendish demon wanted to eat the heart, they knew that they were not qualified to do so. Only the adult fiendish demons could eat the flesh of demons. Enchanting's heart felt even heavier under the gaze of the envious little fiendish demons. Could she not eat it? This heart was going to be harder to swallow than the worm Mingu had given her. As Enchanting looked at the fiendish demons devouring flesh from their own kind, her stomach churned. But she was afraid that she would draw suspicion to herself if she didn't eat the heart. Should she eat it? Enchanting felt that she had no choice. She could only suppress her disgust, pick the bloody demon heart up from the ground and bring it to the edge of her mouth. Damn, the smell was revolting. Enchanting had no idea how the demons could look so satisfied while eating this disgusting thing. But she had to eat it no matter how much she didn't want to. She could only close her eyes, steel her heart and bite down. As the rotten taste of the meat burst in Enchanting's mouth, it took all she could to suppress her cry. God knows how she was going to find the courage to swallow this. Enchanting summoned all the will she had in her body to keep it down. She gritted her teeth and swallowed it, feeling as though she was going to pass out. However, what are you still standing there for? Get over here and eat now. How are you going to be of use in the battle after tomorrow if you don't eat? A huge demon said to Enchanting, who was standing rooted to the ground and staring palely. He scooped up a piece of the demon's brain and handed it over to Enchanting. He was only trying to help, but Enchanting felt like she couldn't take it anymore. But under the gaze of all these demons, she had no choice if she didn't want to blow her cover. She walked over as the little fiendish demons looked on enviously, took the gray mess of brain and swallowed it, bite by bite. Chapter 1767, This Taste is to Die For. 2. Fiendish demon flesh was nutritious to their own kind, but to a human like Enchanting, it was a great challenge to her taste buds. Enchanting didn't know how much demon flesh she had already forced down her own throat. Her stomach was churning, and if not for the fear of exposing herself, she would have already vomited everything out. Little White Tiger could only quietly sympathize with Enchanting as it watched her go green with revulsion as she swallowed down the meat. Even Little White Tiger would find fiendish demon flesh disgusting and hard to swallow, let alone Enchanting. You don't need to thank me. It's all for the camp. The tall, strapping fiendish demon thought that the tears streaming down Enchanting's face were tears of gratitude. Lowering her head without a word, Enchanting silently cursed that fiendish demon and all its ancestors. Granted, it had good intentions, but this was something she would rather not have. 8 fiendish demon bodies were soon demolished, leaving only bits of broken bones which were given to those salivating little fiendish demons. Their faces were full of bliss and contentment just gnawing on those bones. The strong smell of blood soon attracted several other eastern fiendish demons over. They were enraged to find out that demons from the other factions had been plotting to attack their main camp. With her stomach still churning and an increasing number of demons gathering here, Enchanting could feel the chances of her escape gradually narrowing. It's all thanks to the great sage's vigilance. She had us scout out the area again, otherwise we might not have discovered them. One of the little fiendish demons was full of adoration and praise for Enchanting. They would not have discovered the situation if Enchanting hadn't insisted that they scout the area a few more times. The other adult fiendish demons nodded and looked at Enchanting less scornfully. Nevertheless, they were still inwardly shaking their heads at her weak powers. Enchanting was feeling very depressed. She finally got the chance to escape, but it had been taken away from her. As for her vigilance, it was truly one big misunderstanding. It has been rather chaotic around here recently. You all hurry back to the cave. "We will not have you do scouting work for the time being," the fiendish demons instructed. After a discussion amongst themselves, they realized that there had been quite a bit of enemy activity near their camp. Fiendish demons from an opposing faction had been able to sneak so close to their camp today. Who knew what would happen the next time? They would be sending the little fiendish demons to their death if they continued to make them do scouting work. The little fiendish demons nodded obediently. "And you? You can also stay inside the cave unless you are needed." Several adult fiendish demons didn't forget today's great benefactor. They were being kind. Although they scorned her for her weak abilities, she had indeed uncovered the enemy's plot today. As a result, they were kind enough to let her hide in the cave rather than go out and risk her life. But Enchanting was thunderstruck by their words. Didn't this mean she would never get another chance to escape? Still in a daze, Enchanting and a bunch of fiendish demons returned to the camp. Thereafter, the demons all scurried off to perform the necessary tasks, while Enchanting sat in a corner brooding. She had been forced to eat so much demon flesh and was now imprisoned in the camp. When in the world would she ever be able to leave? Enchanting was very despondent, but she didn't dare to show it. She just sat at the entrance of the cave, watching the comings and goings of the fiendish demons. Chapter 1768, This Taste is to Die For. 3. Perhaps she was imagining things, but she felt like there were a lot more fiendish demons at the camp now than when she first arrived. In this way, it was impossible for Enchanting to find another chance to escape. The fiendish demons were all busy with the war. As Enchanting was considered a weakling and she had already made a big contribution earlier, she was allowed to stay in the camp. The little fiendish demons were all very fond of this affable, great sage. Knowing that she would not be able to leave this place for some time, Enchanting could only calm her heart down and concentrate on cultivating. She was a human but had to carefully pass her days surrounded by fiendish demons. All around her were demons who could easily kill her with just one smack. It was an extremely stressful feeling. As for cultivating, Enchanting could only do it in the dead of the night. She had to hide in a remote corner and have little white tiger stand guard before she could secretly cultivate. After days of cultivation, Enchanting discovered something miraculous. The mountain valley was filled with massive amounts of demon energy. As Enchanting cultivated, the energy inside her increased continuously. Meanwhile, the surrounding demon energy also slowly seeped into her body. This was not a good thing at all. If she took in too demon energy, it was possible that she might plummet over to the dark side. At first, she was very careful about it but soon discovered that the demon energy that had seeped into her body would quickly disappear as if absorbed by something inside her. This feeling was very strange and Enchanting couldn't help linking it to her mutated heavenly demon bloodline. Perhaps the demon energy had been absorbed by her blood. She was unable to ascertain this for now. But this was a good thing for Enchanting. She would not have dared to continue cultivating if the demon energy hadn't disappeared. Her body would not be able to endure large amounts of demon energy. As the days went by, Enchanting got to know more about the general situation in the mountain valley. But the demon blood on Enchanting also gradually faded as time passed. She had no choice but to discreetly get close to the dead demons dragged back to camp, and secretly smear their blood on herself. Today, Enchanting once again stole over to the new batch of demon bodies dragged back to camp. She used a bottle to collect some demon blood and then found an isolated place to quickly smear the blood all over herself. After she was done, she walked out again. The moment she stepped out, Enchanting heard several fiendish demons talking about something. It seemed that they had just returned from a battle. She nonchalantly got a little closer and sat down somewhere nearby so that she could overhear their words. She discovered something from their conversation. The war between the different fiendish demon factions had been ongoing for a long time, but the battles had become increasingly intense over the past 6 months. The reason behind the increased intensity was not something as simple as the fight for more territory. It was because something very important to the fiendish demons would be happening soon. The increased intensity of the fighting was because of this impending occurrence. Inside this mountain valley, there was a strange space that had been sealed off. Chapter 1769, Sealed Space, 1. What is this sealed space? Why haven't I heard about this before? One of the little fiendish demons asked the bunch of adult demons. The adult fiendish demons tossed the little demon a scornful look. You were only born not long ago. There are many things in this world you don't know about. Can you please tell me? The little fiendish demon asked respectfully. Since the adult fiendish demon was in a pretty good mood and it said, "Do you know how long the demon wars have lasted in this mountain valley?" The little fiendish demon shook its head. The adult demon continued. Our ancestors have battled in this valley for tens of thousands of years. The little fiendish demon was stunned. Enchanting, who was eavesdropping, was likewise astonished. Tens of thousands of years. Tens of thousands of years ago, this place was not a mountain valley but it gradually evolved into one. I heard a previous great sage mention that this valley contains a secret sealed space called the Deity Ocean. Every 10,000 years, strange fissures in the space-time continuum will appear in this area. The great earth would crack, causing mountains to collapse, rivers to overflow and the stars to shift. During this chaotic time, the Deity Ocean would appear. Whoever can obtain this Deity Ocean will be able to rule over everything. The little fiendish demons were all engrossed in the narration. Then did the fiendish demon who obtained the Deity Ocean become invincible? The adult fiendish demon snorted derisively. Do you think it's that easy to obtain the Deity Ocean? Let me tell you that no demon has been able to obtain the Deity Ocean for tens of thousands of years. Fiendish demons from the various factions have been battling for so many years just to get the opportunity to obtain the Deity Ocean when it appears. But no one has succeeded yet. Haven't you noticed that the battles have become more intense recently? According to our estimates, the Deity Ocean will likely appear sometime within these 2 years. Everyone wants to obtain that Deity Ocean. The Deity Ocean was very desirable to fiendish demons. Greed and ambition were present in any race, even more so for the vicious fiendish demons. The little fiendish demons were very impressed by the story. They felt that the Deity Ocean was something extremely powerful. Enchanting was also listening but she didn't think much about the Deity Ocean. But there was something that triggered her suspicions. She, Jiang Xiaobai and 8 others were supposed to enter the Immortal Footsteps mystic realm. But the mystic realm had undergone a complete change and turned into a vicious battleground. According to that fiendish demon, it was because of the impending appearance of this Deity Ocean. Was it because of this fissure in the space-time continuum that resulted in them falling into this mystic realm? Enchanting couldn't help feeling that these two things must be linked. But she was unable to ascertain it as a fact. Just as Enchanting was prepared to listen to more stories about the fiendish demons, the demon in the skin of the handsome man who brought her to this camp came over with a bunch of other demons. They had just returned from a great battle. Those demons were covered in blood and the thick stench of it wafted off them. Here, for you. The fiendish demon in the skin of the handsome man tossed a piece of demon flesh toward her. Enchanting was momentarily taken aback before reaching out to catch the bloody meat. I heard that you led a bunch of little demons and discovered traces of our enemies. This is your reward, the demon declared gallantly. Chapter 1770, Sealed Space, 2. Enchanting looked at the demon flesh in her hands. That unforgettable taste she had experienced that day once again surged into her mouth, making her turn pale. Ingesting fiendish demon flesh was very good for enhancing the powers of another demon. After a battle, most of the demon flesh would be divided out and given to the demons who had participated in the fight. The best parts would be set aside and offered to the big shots in the camp. For a weakling adult fiendish demon like Enchanting, she didn't even have the right to participate in a battle, and would never get the chance to ingest any demon flesh. Enchanting was very grateful for this fact, but today, someone had been kind-hearted enough to offer her some. "Who, didn't you promise that piece of meat to me?" One of the demons standing beside the first demon murmured. The demon called who glanced at his comrade. "Are you that desperate for that one bite?" The demon was truly desperate. No one would reject another bite of demon flesh. Who turned away and looked at Enchanting with disdain. "What is your mark?" Mark referred to a fiendish demon's name. Ching. Enchanting randomly threw out the first syllabus of her own name. A demon's mark contained only one character. It was just for ease of calling and didn't hold any other significance. If a fiendish demon died in battle, his mark could also be assumed by the other little fiendish demons. "What kind of mark is that?" "Sounds weak." Who frowned. As Who was wearing a human skin, he could display the same expressions as a normal human. If not for the demon aura he exuded, everyone would have thought he was a noble aristocrat just by the looks of him. Enchanting had been in the camp for some time and understood how some things worked here. The big shots of the eastern camp usually remained in the deep recesses of the cave, seldom venturing out. Enchanting had yet to even catch a glimpse of any of the elite fiendish demons. Meanwhile, Who was one of the higher-ranking demons in this camp. In fact, he was the highest-ranking demon Enchanting had met and was very powerful. Otherwise, he would not have ventured alone into the Western Territories to scout out the area. As Who was such a high-ranking demon, Enchanting had no choice but to quietly bear his insults. But just the sight of that fresh demon meat made her feel like vomiting. Enchanting didn't want it, but there was another demon who desired it. "I say, Ching. Who promised that meat to me? But I can't object now since he gave it to you. Nevertheless, can you let me wear your skin for a while? I have one too, we can do an exchange." The other demon stared greedily at Enchanting's tender skin. There have been fewer and fewer humans around to obtain fresh skins, and it was troublesome to maintain their old ones. As a result, those old skins had become very wrinkled and looked rather ugly. On the contrary, Enchanting's skin was still smooth and tender, and looked very lovely. This demon had already asked to borrow Enchanting's skin the very first day she arrived. Now, his desire had only intensified. Enchanting was speechless. How could she exchange skins with him? Before Enchanting could refuse, that demon was already reaching out to pull off her skin. Enchanting's scalp went numb. Her identity would be revealed. But before Enchanting could react, Who suddenly reached out and dragged that demon away with him. Chapter 1771, Sealed Space, 3. How many times have I told you that this skin is too small for you? Who scolded. That demon looked very aggrieved. A piteous expression on that ugly face gave him a weird look that seemed cute but grotesque. "Can't I just try it on?" "No." Who instantly rejected him. She might be wrong, but Enchanting just felt that Who was exceptionally protective toward her. Having been reprimanded by Who, that demon instantly hunkered down obediently. The other fiendish demons couldn't help laughing at the scene. "Bah, forget it. Apart from little fiendish demons and the more slender adult ones, no one else can wear that skin. You already know that this is Hu's most beautiful piece of skin. He will kill you if you destroy it." Enchanting's heart stopped as she shot the imperious-looking Who a sideways glance. She was still wondering why Who appeared exceptionally protective of her. It was actually because he liked her skin. Fiendish demons could shrink their bodies but only to a certain limit. Enchanting was of a slim build, and no matter how those tall, strapping demons tried to shrink themselves, it was impossible for them to get down to her small size. Who felt Enchanting's skin was very beautiful, but he couldn't wear it. Nevertheless, he could still admire it while it was on her. He would not allow other demons to destroy that skin. So it was probably because coveted her skin that who brought Enchanting back to the eastern camp. For the first time in her life, Enchanting felt that her skin was really useful. The bunch of fiendish demons hung around for a bit longer before being ordered to go complete their respective tasks. The endless battles during this period meant that they didn't have much time to waste. Enchanting secretly heaved a sigh of relief. With Hu's protection, no other demon would dare to take her skin. Otherwise, her identity would be exposed and she would suffer a fate worse than death. The bunch of fiendish demons busied about their own tasks. Meanwhile, the weakling Enchanting mostly spent her time with the little fiendish demons. In contrast to the disdain that the adult demons felt toward her, those little fiendish demons were full of fear and respect for their great sage. Enchanting was about to discreetly discard that piece of demon flesh when there was a sudden tremor near the entrance of the camp. The faces of the little fiendish demons instantly turned grim. What's happening? The little fiendish demons instinctively felt that some kind of danger had arrived, and they huddled together in a trembling ball. Enchanting glanced up and saw a massive shadow cast over the entrance. A suffocating aura fell upon the entire camp. It's a soul-devouring beast. One of the fiendish demons cried out. The shadow at the entrance of the camp was like a hovering gigantic storm cloud. On closer inspection, no traces of a monster could be seen. That shadow was just one big mass of dark, muddy swirls, inching bit by bit into the camp. All the vegetation in the path of that mass of dark swirls withered and died, leaving behind a trail of scorched remains. Enchanting was stunned by the sight of that huge mass of dark swirls. The soul-devouring beast was an extremely powerful monster. It didn't have a solid body and was just made up of formless muddy swirls. The more powerful a soul-devouring beast was, the bigger the mass of swirls. Chapter 1772, Great General, 1. All living creatures swallowed by the soul-devouring beast would instantly melt into a bloody liquid and become part of the beast itself. In the blink of an eye, all the monsters outside the camp were engulfed by the soul-devouring beast. Within the opaque black swirls, one could see those huge monsters instantly dissolve into mush, leaving behind bare bones. This was a nearly full-grown soul-devouring beast. Its powers had already surpassed that of an emperor level. Like this, the fiendish demon camp was suddenly faced with a great enemy. Since the soul-devouring beast's body was formless and the sharp claws of the fiendish demons were useless against it. This was the most challenging type of monster for the fiendish demons. There shouldn't be any soul-devouring beasts in this area. When did this beast come over here? The demons couldn't help panicking. They seldom encountered soul-devouring beasts in this area and tried their best to stay out its way. How did this thing suddenly appear over here? All fiendish demons are to immediately evacuate from the entrance. The little fiendish demons are to go back into the cave. Hu's face was very grim. It was a huge challenge to handle a soul-devouring beast. Some of the more powerful fiendish demons had already started attacking the soul-devouring beast, but their sharp claws were totally ineffective against that mighty beast. Part of the soul-devouring beast had already drifted into the camp, and some demons who didn't manage to get out of the way in time were engulfed and instantly dissolved. This was the first time Enchanting was seeing a soul-devouring beast up close. It was also the first time she had seen such a huge one. This soul-devouring beast was powerful enough to engulf all the fiendish demons here. Who had assigned some of the demons to go over and stop the soul-devouring beast from advancing further. But the results were negligible. Although the fiendish demons were able to disperse the formless body of the soul-devouring beast with their demon aura, the monster's body would instantly coagulate back again. Just as the body of the soul-devouring beast coagulated once again and it was prepared to move toward a group of demons, a black figure suddenly scurried out from a hill behind the beast. The black figure moved very fast and was impossible to capture. Hovering in midair, the black figure suddenly unleashed a tremendous demon aura. It enveloped the soul-devouring beast, causing it to freeze on the spot and go into spasms. The demon aura covering the soul-devouring beast kept compressing. With a loud roar, the beast made a sound like the loud crashing of ocean waves slamming against the cliffs. But no matter how hard the soul-devouring beast struggled or roared, it was unable to escape the constraints of the demon aura. Its body was slowly being condensed and pulled upward into midair. Suddenly, the huge beast was being sucked right into the black figure. A strong wind gushed by and Enchanting watched on as the massive soul-devouring beast was quickly being absorbed. If she hadn't seen it with her own eyes, she would have found it hard to believe that there could be anything in this world that could swallow that huge soul-devouring beast. Great General! Cheers erupted from the fiendish demons. Following those cheers, all the demons in the camp immediately fell to their knees. The Great General was the top leader of all of the fiendish demons. Chapter 1773, Great General, 2, Enchanting was momentarily taken aback before quickly following the example of the other fiendish demons and getting down to her knees. She couldn't help sneaking looks at that black figure hovering in midair. At this point, Enchanting finally saw what that black figure actually looked like. It was a tall, strapping fiendish demon. Unlike the other demons, his skin was a boiling lava with faint glowing veins all over. So powerful. That demon was clearly quite a distance away from Enchanting, but he possessed such an intense aura that she could feel it engulfing her entire body. And the demon was already purposely suppressing his own aura. Enchanting knew very well that if the fiendish demon didn't hold back his aura, she would already be torn apart. The powerful fiendish demon gradually landed in the camp. Hu and the rest of the demons gazed at him with awe and respect. "Welcome back, Great General." The Great General surveyed the crowd of demons, and those dusky eyes shone with a sharp, harsh light. A soul-devouring beast would not appear here without any reason. Go and investigate the cause. His voice was low and he had only spoken a simple sentence. But the effect was enough to make one cower and tremble in fear. This was the Great General and the most powerful fiendish demon in this camp. Enchanting was completely awestruck. If she was right, the Great General had simply swallowed that soul-devouring beast. That massive soul-devouring beast. The thought made Enchanting break out in cold sweat. She discreetly shuffled behind a group of demons to hide. It was hard to ascertain whether the Great General would be fooled by her disguise. He was too powerful. More powerful than any other demon that Enchanting had met. Even the Ice King which Enchanting had encountered when she first entered the mystic realm was not as powerful as this fiendish demon. But the Great General's attention was entirely focused on the sudden appearance of that soul-devouring beast. The active territory of the soul-devouring beasts was very far away from their camp. No soul-devouring beast had ever ventured over to their camp before. The appearance of this soul-devouring beast was no coincidence. The various fiendish demon factions enslaved quite a number of monsters. As the battles intensified among the different camps, this soul-devouring beast might have been a war beast enslaved by one of the other enemy factions and unleashed upon them. Demons from an opposing faction had been able to sneak into their territory. Anything was possible. The fiendish demons immediately acted on his command. The Great General didn't say another word. He just flew into the pitch-black cave. After he left, the heavy aura covering the entire camp finally faded away after he left. Some of the little fiendish demons looked very pallid. For them, the great general's aura was unbearable. The kind of overwhelming and instinctive fear one felt toward a powerful being was a torture to them. Great General is so powerful. One of the little fiendish demons stood up, still trembling. It had nearly fainted from the great general's oppressive aura. Enchanting secretly heaved a sigh of relief. She had lived for 300 years in her previous life and knew how to lessen the impact of a powerful aura. Otherwise, she would have suffered even more than these little fiendish demons. Chapter 1774, Great General, 3. Of course the Great General is most powerful. Another little fiendish demon spoke up in a voice full of respect. It is truly a terrifying experience to feel the Great General's power. He can smash me with just one finger. Fear still lingered in the hearts of the bunch of little fiendish demons. It was a rare occasion for them to meet the Great General. As they had just been born, this was actually the first time they were meeting him. Look at how weak you all are. You'd better grow up soon. Otherwise, you will just faint dead away when you meet demons from the Heavenly Demon Tribe, the Emperor Demon Tribe and the Earth Demon Tribe, Ba commented disdainfully when he noticed the frightened faces of the little fiendish demons. Are you talking about the 3 major demon tribes? One of the little fiendish demons asked. Ba nodded. You little punks are in camp all day long, you don't know just how dangerous things are outside. The enemy factions we are battling now are nothing compared to those 3 major tribes. I think you will be scared to death just by looking at them. Enchanting's attention was instantly attracted at the mention of those 3 major tribes. There were countless fiendish demon factions in this mountain valley. Amongst them, there were 3 of the most powerful camps. They sat right at the top, suppressing the rest of the demons like 3 huge mountains. These 3 big factions represented absolute power. They were the mightiest tribes amongst the entire fiendish demon population. They were the Heavenly Demon Tribe, the Earth Demon Tribe and the Emperor Demon Tribe. Enchanting had heard other fiendish demons mention these 3 tribes, but had never seen a single demon from either of those tribes before. It was rumored that the appearance of the fiendish demons from these tribes was different from the rest. Their abilities were powerful beyond belief. As fierce as the battles were amongst the different demon factions now, just one puff from either one of the major tribes would be enough to shake the entire valley. Demons from the other camps would never dare to provoke the big 3 tribes. If they happened to chance upon any one of them, they would try their best to avoid and hide. The eastern camp, where Enchanting was currently situated, was totally insignificant when compared to those 3. Having witnessed the ability of the eastern camp's great general, Enchanting found it difficult to imagine just how powerful those 3 top tribes were. The great general's powers were already beyond her comprehension. How much more terrifying would those 3 elite tribes be? Enchanting's scalp tingled just at the thought of it. Nevertheless, the war between the fiendish demons was meaningless to her. If not for her lack of opportunity, she would have already escaped far away. After several days of investigation, they finally uncovered the origins of that soul-devouring beast. As expected, the appearance of that soul-devouring beast was no coincidence. The beast was the war pet of the Western Great General, and had been specially sent over to the eastern camp to cause maximum destruction. The eastern fiendish demons were jumping with rage when they found out it was a ploy by their arch-nemesis. A huge battle ignited between the 2 camps, rising to a feverish pitch in just half a month. Apart from the little fiendish demons, all other demons, even those weaklings like Enchanting, had been summoned to the front line of the battle. Chapter 1775, The Battle Between the Top 3, 1. The battle between the fiendish demons was not something that Enchanting could participate in. Even if she was brought to the battlegrounds, she and a few other weaker demons were positioned at the back to prevent the enemy from sneaking an attack from the behind. The demon wars continued endlessly across the wide valley. The grudge between the eastern and western demons had been brewing for a long time, and it felt like they were going to settle it once and for all now. Those western scumbags brought over 8 war beasts. Damn them. We will fight them to the death. Ba wiped off the fresh blood from his face and roared at the battlefield before charging straight into it. Enchanting cast a sweeping glance across the bloody battlefield. Countless demon corpses were strewn across the valley, and the thick, evil stench permeated the entire area. It was like a scene from hell. The fighting was so intense that the fiendish demons didn't even have time to devour their enemies' corpses. Countless roars echoed through the valley. Enchanting could see those 18 gigantic war beasts from afar. They charged about the battlefield in a frenzy. They think they can turn the tables with just a few war beasts. A cold voice suddenly piped up from amongst the fiendish demons. The Eastern camp's great general raised his hand and sent out several blasts of demon aura, instantly blowing up those war beasts into pieces. The fiendish demons in the Eastern camp roared in jubilation as the blood of the war beasts rained down upon them. The great general has made his attack. Look at those Western fools. Let's see if they can continue acting so smug. The Eastern fiendish demons were all pumped up with adrenaline at the sight of their great general. For this particular battle, not only was Enchanting brought over, even the little fiendish demons had also tagged along. The fighting between the two factions had risen to a feverish pitch. It seemed that the appearance of the Eastern Great General triggered a rush of excitement and activity. But a powerful aura suddenly appeared above the battleground. The Eastern Great General raised his head and saw a black figure charging straight at him. In the next second, an intense rush of black aura was emitted from the Eastern Great General's body to meet the incoming figure. With an immense boom, powerful shock waves radiated out in all directions. 2 figures could be seen standing head-to-head in midair. On one side was the Eastern Great General. On the other side was a burly fiendish demon. That is, the Great General of the Western camp. One of the little fiendish demons beside Enchanting spoke up in shock at the sight of that other figure. It was the clash between the Eastern and Western Great Generals. It was inevitable that it would be a battle to the bitter end. The atmosphere of the entire battleground instantly became very tense the moment those 2 great generals appeared. It was the first time Enchanting was witnessing a battle between 2 elite fiendish demons. Just the shockwaves resulting from the clashes between those 2 was enough to send the other demons on the battlefield flying. At this moment, Enchanting was secretly rejoicing at the fact that she didn't bring Little White Tiger and Little Heavenly Demon along with her. The amount of power exchanged as the 2 great generals fought was far beyond what Enchanting could ever imagine. But just as both sides were engaged in an intensely fierce battle, the bright clear sounds of a blowing horn echoed through the valley. The tone was low, but the ears of every single demon in the valley instantly pricked up. Like death's knell, the roar of thunder was so tremendous that their chests felt like it had been blown apart. Chapter 1776, The Battle Between the Top 3, 2, What is that? Several little fiendish demons beside Enchanting shivered in fear at the sound of the horn. The 2 great generals also immediately stopped fighting the moment they heard the blaring noise. They appeared apprehensive and looked like they were listening out for something. Hovering in midair, they didn't seem to have any intention of continuing their fight. It's the call of the Heavenly Demon Tribe. The Eastern Great General's expression shifted. As powerful as he was, he couldn't help shuddering at the sound of that horn. The Emperor Demon Tribe and the Earth Demon Tribe, they also sounded their signals today. The Western Great General's face was likewise very grim. There were over a dozen fiendish demon camps in this valley. The Eastern and Western camps had their long-running grudge. The other factions also had their own conflicts. As a result, the battles between the various camps never ceased. But the three top fiendish demon tribes rarely appeared in this part of the mountain valley. They were the Heavenly Demon Tribe, the Emperor Demon Tribe and the Earth Demon Tribe. It was not that these three major tribes were peace-loving and benevolent. It was because within this valley, any fiendish demon faction who went against any one of the top three had already been instantly decimated. None of the remaining demon camps would dare to provoke the big three tribes. It was a death wish to go against any one of them. The two great generals exchanged a look and understood what each was thinking. They immediately descended to the ground, back at their own factions. We will postpone the settlement of this grudge between you and I. The appearance of all three major tribes at the same time is something out of the ordinary. I am afraid it means, the deity Ocean will be emerging soon, the Western Great General spoke in a cold voice. The Eastern Great General also didn't intend to continue fighting. No grudge was more important than the deity Ocean. The two demon camps, which had been fighting so ferociously just a second earlier, immediately dispersed. Led by their respective great generals, they headed towards the source of the blaring horns. Enchanting followed the crowd of fiendish demons, but her heart was full of uncertainty. We will get to see something exciting later. The congregation of the three top tribes. When else would we get an opportunity like this? Ba murmured to himself as he hurried along. What do you mean? Enchanting glanced at Ba. What else can I mean? We are nothing to the three big tribes. Have you ever seen any demons from those three in this part of the valley before? The rest of us may be fighting tooth and nail for territory here, but the three top tribes don't care for this place at all. They simply can't be bothered about us. Why else do you think we can still conduct our battles here? The truly premium territories in the valley have already been fully occupied by the big three. The corners of Ba's lips curled up in a sneer. Nevertheless, his words were still full of awe and respect for the three elite demon tribes. In the eyes of the top three tribes, the rest of the demon factions were just tiny, insignificant squabbling kids. Completely not worth their time or attention. The three big demon tribes seldom appear in this part of the valley. Now that all three signals have been sounded, they are summoning all the demons under their camps. Something big must be happening. Ba narrowed his eyes. Apart from the deity Ocean, I really cannot imagine what else can trigger all three tribes at the same time, who spoke up in a low voice from the side. Chapter 1777, The Battle Between the Top Three. The appearance of all three major demon tribes can only mean one thing: the deity Ocean. Weren't there rumors that the deity Ocean would emerge sometime within these 2 years? I think it could be any time now, who said. Enchanting looked at the large crowds of fiendish demons surging toward the source of those blaring horns. The demons from the eastern and western factions weren't the only ones. On the way there, countless demons from the other camps were also all heading in the same direction. Some of those demons appeared injured, and were very likely in the middle of a battle just now. However, just the sound of those blaring horns of the big three demon tribes were enough to make everyone stop their fighting and head in the same direction. Following the demons, Enchanting soon arrived at an opening within the valley. But the entire congregation suddenly stopped right before they entered the opening. The demons standing right at the front took in deep breaths in unison. Enchanting was standing right at the back and couldn't see what was happening up front. But she could already feel the suffocating aura that radiated from that opening. Although she was still quite a distance away, that pressurizing aura engulfed Enchanting's entire body. Within seconds, her face had turned pallid. She could feel that there was some extremely powerful creature at the front. Enchanting didn't even dare to reach out her senses to probe. Instinct told her that whatever creature it was definitely not something she could afford to provoke. Enchanting was not the only one. The little fiendish demons were also in agony. Even their breathing had become extremely labored. Several roads led to this opening and fiendish demons from all the various factions had all gathered here, but none of them dared to step into the opening. Their faces were full of anxious trepidation. Ba squeezed to the front of the crowd, dragging Enchanting and Hu along. At this point, Enchanting finally saw what was beyond the opening. Tens of thousands of fiendish demons were gathered there, all lined up into 3 neat factions. Every single one of them possessed a powerful and intense aura. Each demon was also riding upon a ferocious war beast. Amongst them, the presence of 3 massive beasts stood out. Sky-raising giant pythons. Ba couldn't help shuddering as he gazed at those massive pythons. Hundreds of meters long and over a dozen meters wide, the pythons were also clad in black armored scales. The sky-raising giant python was an exceptionally ferocious beast. It had thick skin, tough flesh, lightning speed, and was covered in venom all over. Fiendish demons were immune to most venoms. The types of poisons used by humans were like candy to the demons. But fiendish demons had 0 immunity toward the venom of a sky-raising giant python. On top of that, this beast loved to eat fiendish demons and often hunted them as prey. Even the more powerful fiendish demons would go out of their way to avoid sky-raising giant pythons. But right now, standing upon the head of one of those sky-raising giant pythons was a skinny, hunchbacked fiendish demon. Chapter 1778, First Move, 1. The demon's face was very ugly and had a pair of horns growing out of his forehead. He looked exactly like your typical evil demon and was slightly smaller in size than Enchanting. Hands clasped behind his back, he stood on top of a sky-raising giant python, which was completely docile beneath his feet. That's the great general of the Earth Demon tribe. Ba shivered controllably when he noticed that ugly horn demon. The demons of the Earth Demon tribe all had horns growing out of their foreheads. It was a symbol of their strength. Countless fiendish demons patrolled around the sky-raising giant python. All of them indeed possessed long sharp horns on their foreheads. Enchanting's eyes were full of wonder as she looked at them. This was the first time in her life she had seen demons with horns on their heads. The great general of the Earth Demon tribe is indeed powerful. He can make an adult sky-raising giant python his steed. Ba swallowed hard. As arrogant as Ba was, he couldn't suppress the fear and awe he felt at the sight of that great general. Sky-raising giant python. Look at the steed of the heavenly demon tribe's great general. Who lifted his chin with arms still crossed. Ba glanced over and gasped. A massive flaming ape was standing amongst the demons. That huge ape was very muscular with skin as tough as rock. Swirls of burning lava flowed upon its skin, circling its entire body. Meanwhile, the flaming ape was holding a tall, slender demon with grayish-white skin in the palm of its hand. That fiendish demon didn't look that different from the other demons, but his malevolent face somehow exuded a serene vibe. Aside from the Heavenly Demon Tribe's flaming ape and the Earth Demon Tribe's sky-raising giant python, the steed of the Emperor Demon Tribe's great general was also very exceptional. It was a 3-headed wind snake that could hover in midair. Ice blue in color, it looked different from the other wind snakes as it was probably a mutated version. The tremendous power of the 3 major demon tribes were on full display. Just the sight of those 3 steeds was enough to make the other demon camps tremble in fear. All of those steeds were notorious beasts feared by all fiendish demons. Any one of them could easily destroy thousands of demons. But at this point, those massive beasts were subservient to the 3 great generals. The disparity in strength was astounding. Enchanting looked at the 3 great generals. Even though she was some distance away, she could already feel their powerful aura. She subconsciously turned toward the Eastern Great General. That mighty fiendish demon, which previously had Enchanting quivering in fear, looked uncharacteristically wary after seeing the 3 major tribes. Yi Qingtang noticed that the Eastern Great General wasn't the only one. The other great generals had also gathered here, but none of them dared to step into the territory of the Big Three. They all maintained a respectful distance. By now, all the fiendish demons had now gathered. But the great generals of the elite tribes seemed to be oblivious to the fact that their horn signals had summoned all the demons from the other camps. They only observed the presence of their other two major counterparts, as if the demons from the rest of the camps were not even worth a sideways glance. Don't tell me, the deity ocean is really going to appear now? Ba asked quietly. The gathering of the three top tribes, added to the fact that they had summoned all the demons under them, such a grand gesture meant that something significant was about to happen. Yi Qingtang couldn't help frowning. She had learned about the existence of the deity ocean from other fiendish demons. She also knew the huge attraction it had to all fiendish demons. Chapter 1779, First Move, 2. If Ba had guessed correctly, the appearance of the three major tribes was connected to the deity ocean. The other demon camps must have also realized this, and so had all gathered here at the sound of their horn signals. So many have gathered here today. The great general of the Earth Demon tribe crossed his arms behind his back. Those murky eyes swept across the sea of demons, a chilly glint surfacing in his pupils. All the fiendish demons who caught his gaze couldn't help shuddering. Greetings, great generals. We have not seen you three for a long time. We specially came after hearing the horn signals. One of the great generals from the other camps stepped forward with an amiable smile. He spoke very carefully. Humph. The Earth Demon tribe's great general snorted before turning away. He had no regard at all for the other demons. He had been addressing the Heavenly Demon tribe and the Emperor Demon tribe only. The great general who spoke up broke out in cold sweat after being dismissed by the Earth Demon tribe's great general. In all other situations, they would be giving wide berth to these three top tribes if they happened to encounter them. But as the deity ocean was at stake, even those subpar camps couldn't help feeling drawn to this place. A legend passed down over tens of thousands of years, the desire to be the king of demons. This was enough to trigger the ambitions of any fiendish demon. The great generals from the three top tribes clearly had no regard for the other camps. They just stood there quietly, as if waiting for a particular time. The demons from the other camps were naturally terrified. But seeing that the three main tribes appeared to be waiting for something, they also followed suit. What are they doing? Ba was feeling uncertain. Who replied in a low voice, the great generals of the three big tribes are all standing here without any movement. They must be waiting for something to happen. Didn't you see all the demons who have gathered here? I am pretty sure the deity ocean will be making an appearance. The big three have a better understanding of the deity ocean than the rest of us. Then, is the great general preparing to make a move for the deity ocean? Ba whispered discreetly. So many great generals were gathered here with no intention to leave. Could all of them be plotting to snatch the deity ocean right from under the noses of those three main tribes? Make a guess. Who shot Ba a look? Anyone who manages to obtain the deity ocean will become king. Which great general would let such an opportunity slip by? Aren't they afraid that the top three tribes will clear them out? Clear them out. Who is going to do it? The other two tribes will be the ones to benefit. Anyway, do you think they are bothered by us at all? Who sneered? Ba quietened down and glanced at their own great general. As expected, his sharp eyes were fixed upon the three top tribes. Yi Qingtang's heart sank on hearing the conversation between Ba and Hu. Previously, she had already felt that something was not quite right. But now, her suspicions had been confirmed. The Eastern Great General was determined to snatch that deity ocean away. But could it be that simple to snatch the deity ocean? Yi Qingtang surveyed the sea of demons. There were countless fiendish demons here and they all had the same goal. To snatch that deity ocean for themselves. The number of demons gathered here was already mind-boggling. On top of that, the power exuded by those top 3 tribes was enough to make one's scalp go numb. Wasn't it a death wish to try and fight the big 3 for the deity ocean? Chapter 1780, First Move, 3. It was a gamble with the chances of winning less than 1 out of 100,000. Enchanting felt that these fiendish demons had all gone mad. Although she had yet to see the 3 major tribes make a move, Enchanting could clearly feel the immense power they exuded. Moreover, they also had the upper hand in terms of numbers. The moment the trigger was pulled, it would be total Armageddon. Great Sage, what is this deity ocean? One of the little fiendish demons tugged at the corner of Enchanting's sleeve. The little fiendish demons seldom ventured out of the camp and didn't know much of the wide world beyond. Enchanting couldn't help furrowing her brows slightly as she looked at the group of little fiendish demons who had been tagging along by her side daily. All the fiendish demons from every camp would be fighting to the death for the deity ocean. Even these little fiendish demons would be dragged into the frenzy. Enchanting had not been at the eastern camp for long and she seldom left the campsite due to her weak powers. She spent most of her time hanging around the entrance of the cave. Perhaps because of Enchanting's gentle character, the little fiendish demons were exceptionally close to her and they trailed after her all day long. Meanwhile, although the other adult demons scorned Enchanting for her weak abilities, they would always include her share when distributing the spoils of war. It was impossible not to grow fond of them. Enchanting could already predict how dire the consequences of the fight for the deity ocean would be. If possible, she didn't want to participate in this suicidal battle. She didn't want the eastern demons to join in either. But what could she do? Enchanting's heart sank a little as she watched the raging ambition concealed within the eastern great general's heart. Great General, the little fiendish demons look rather ill. Why don't we send them back first? Enchanting tried to speak up. The eastern great general didn't even turn his head. No one is allowed to leave from this moment on. It was a command that sentenced everyone to death. It was clear that the eastern great general was prepared to go all out for the deity ocean. Even the little fiendish demons would be a source of power during the great battle. Every little bit counted in the fight for the deity ocean. Enchanting's heart sank further. Watching those naive little fiendish demons and then at the now familiar faces of Ba and Hu, Enchanting really didn't want to see them sent to their deaths. But the great general had the final say in everything. Enchanting could speak till her saliva ran dry and nothing would change. Time passed very slowly. The 3 major tribes remained unmoving, and the other camps had no choice but to wait at the side. All the fiendish demons were waiting for that one moment which had been immortalized in the legends. Time drifted on. Day turned to night, before turning to day again. The sea of demons in the mountain valley remained exactly where they were. An unprecedented sense of peace and quiet descended over the valley. A strong gust of wind suddenly blew by, the whistling air shattering the calm of the night. The murky eyes of the Earth Demon Tribe's great general had been closed, but they were now wide open. Narrowing them, he gazed up into the empty sky, a sharp glint in his pupils. It's here. Under the howling winds and shaking earth, a great fog swirled above the heads of the 3 elite tribes. A bizarre ancient chanting seemed to echo down from the heavens. The chanting was faint and could barely be heard above the raging winds. In the next second, a powerful beam of light shone down from the sky onto an empty space in midair. As if something was being split open, a chasm appeared right at that highlighted spot. Chapter 1781, Blood Battle, 1. The chasm grew wider bit by bit right before the eyes of the fiendish demons. It was pitch black inside the chasm, from which a bone-chilling wind blew out. The eyes of the great generals from the big three tribes instantly lit up. The sealed space was finally opening. Their highly coveted deity ocean was right inside. At this point, the three elite tribes were not the only ones who were excited. The ambitions of all the other camps were also ignited. The sealed space is opening now. The deity ocean is right inside. Someone suddenly shouted out. The originally quiet demon crowd suddenly charged toward the opening of the sealed space. But before they could get anywhere near it, the fiendish demons of the three major tribes had already made their move. It looks like we are not the only ones who are interested in the deity ocean. The great general of the earth demon tribe narrowed his eyes with a smirk. Those weaklings. The great general of the heavenly demon tribe snorted coldly, his eyes filled with disdain. Now that the sealed space has opened and the deity ocean is just within, the number of competitors and variables will increase exponentially. I wonder what do the two of you think of that? The great general of the Emperor Demon tribe asked. They ignored the other camps earlier as they meant nothing to them. But now that the deity ocean had appeared, the three great generals noticed that the other camps were all gearing up to fight for the treasure. They will have to prove themselves worthy of fighting for the deity ocean. Why don't the three of us leave behind a certain number of troops to prevent those weaklings from disrupting our quest? The great general of the Earth Demon tribe suggested. The other two great generals nodded in agreement. In just a short period of time, each of the three major tribes split into two groups. One team was to stay behind while the other team would enter the sealed space. The former would be in charge of preventing the other demon camps from entering the sealed space. The three major powers were collaborating only for the sake of obtaining the deity ocean for themselves. Crowds of fiendish demons charged toward the open space. The fiendish demons left behind to guard the sealed space formed an impenetrable barrier. Meanwhile, the great general's three steeds had also been left outside. Roar! The flaming ape howled. Raising one arm, it smacked a bunch of fiendish demons in front of it, crushing them to a pulp. The thick smell of blood permeated the air. The rest of the demons were all momentarily taken aback by the bloody massacre. Meanwhile, the great generals of the three top tribes had already entered the sealed space with part of their troops. We will kill whoever dares to take another step forward. One of the fiendish demons from the Earth Demon tribe warned in a low voice. The authority that the three elite tribes had over the rest of the demons still lingered on. For a moment, a sliver of doubt appeared in the faces of those zealous fiendish demons. The three big tribes have already ruled this valley for so many years. Every demon camp should be allowed an opportunity to obtain the deity ocean. With the deity ocean in hand, we won't need to fear you guys anymore. Someone cried out. His words penetrated deep into the hearts of every fiendish demon. Although the three elite tribes were powerful, the desperate desire for the deity ocean was also a persuasive force. They were no match for the three major tribes now, but they would become the king of fiendish demons if they obtained the deity ocean. By then, the three top tribes would be like tiny ants under their feet. Chapter 1782, Blood Battle, 2, You Want the Deity Ocean. Stop dreaming. Danger and benefit existed side by side. After just a brief hesitation, all the fiendish demons charged toward the defending line under the command of their great generals. The battle rose to a feverish pitch within seconds. Countless fiendish demons clashed as they fought tooth and nail to the death. The various camps who had been at each other's throats for centuries now fought as one against the same opponent. Every single faction wanted to obtain the deity ocean. The three big tribes were standing in their way, and so had turned into their common enemy. Large swarms of fiendish demons entered the battlefield. Fresh blood splattered all over as endless roars and howls filled the air. Yi Qingtang's heart sank as she watched the scene unfold before her. The thing she feared most was happening. The powers of the three elite tribes were far beyond that of the other camps. Even with their advantage in numbers, it would be an outright massacre for the other camps. Yi Qingtang witnessed the flaming ape smash over dozen fiendish demons to death with just one punch. But their deaths did not stop the other demons from advancing. Before the flaming ape could raise its hand again, another batch of fiendish demons launched forward. The continuous barrage of fiendish demons were like an endless swarm of locusts. The fiendish demons from the three major tribes were also very powerful. Their sharp claws easily tore apart the demons from the other camps. In just the blink of an eye, the vast grounds were soaked with fresh demon blood. The thick stench of blood saturated the air, reaching into all corners of the area. The fiendish demons from the three elite tribes were in a killing frenzy. They never expected those worthless weaklings, who usually avoided them, would dare to attack them like this. Without a doubt, the powers of those from the top three tribes were much higher than the other demons. Just one of the former was enough to kill at least 10 of the latter. But more and more fiendish demons charged forward with no regard for their lives. The deity ocean was just too important to them. If they could obtain it, their camp could dominate all the other factions, including the top three tribes. They could become the true lords ruling over everyone. As the battle went on, even those little fiendish demons were influenced by the bloodlust. They bared their sharp teeth and pounced toward the demons from the three elite faces. But how could their tiny, weak bodies withstand the might of the big three? They were all crushed to death within seconds. A demon battle was different from that between humans. It was pure, basic savagery and brutality. At this point, Yi Qingtang could no longer see any familiar faces. All the demons from the various camps had merged into one sprawling mass. There was violence and killing everywhere. Countless fiendish demons collapsed in battle. In just a short period of time, the number of fatalities from all the camps had reached astounding figures. Only the three elite tribes sustained minimal casualties. Their powerful abilities were a barrier that was too wide to be breached. Even so, the large number of deaths was not enough to curb the ambitions of the various factions. As the demons at the front fell, more demons would charge forward from the back. They would sacrifice countless lives just to break through the defensive line. As powerful as the top three tribes were, it was inevitable they would start to slow from the fatigue of the endless suicidal onslaught by countless fiendish demons. No matter how powerful a fighter was, he would still gradually become drained by the continuous frenzied attack of an opponent. Chapter 1783, Blood Battle, 3. The battle went on for so long they had already lost track of the time as the battlefield became littered with an endless number of forgotten corpses. The fiendish demons trampled on the bodies of their comrades as they rushed forward, killing everything in their path. After sacrificing countless fiendish demons, the defenses of the three tribes were finally breached. The demons from the different factions and camps instantly went on a slaughtering spree. Yi Qingtang was going to use this chaos to escape, but before she could do so, a blood-soaked Ba grabbed her and rushed towards the open sealed space along with most of the demons. "What are you standing there for? Get in!" Ba reproached her. Yi Qingtang was speechless. Couldn't he just spare her? She had no intention of taking part in the demons' battles and had absolutely no interest in the deity ocean. But the demon's power was not something Yi Qingtang could go against, and without giving her a chance to protest, Ba dragged her straight towards the sealed space. The rough and tumble felt as though she was about to be thrown off. It was like another world inside the sealed space. It was pitch black inside, and the whistling cold wind blew at them relentlessly, carrying with it the thick stench of blood. There had obviously already been a battle inside this sealed space. The three tribes that had entered the sealed space were going to start battling inside again. Demons from the other factions flooded in, frantically searching for the location of the deity ocean. As Enchanting followed Ba, she spotted Hu among the crowd of demons. Hu's human skin had already been torn in the battle and his hands had sustained deep wounds as well. He looked slightly pathetic. The great general has already said that we have to obtain the deity ocean this time, or all the demons in our camp are going to die. To rebel against the elite 3 tribes was to openly declare battle to the death with them. The 3 tribes were going to seek their revenge if they didn't obtain the deity ocean. How could they possibly be a match for the 3 elite tribes? Enchanting could only think about using this opportunity to escape from the sealed space, but at that moment, the entrance was filled with countless demons flooding in. There was no way she could leave. That's the deity ocean. Just as Enchanting was thinking about a way to get out of her predicament, a shout came from in front of him. Almost immediately, Ba and Hu dragged Enchanting straight towards the noise. In the void above the mountain peak in front of them, a light shone through the originally dark sky. The shining blue lights were slowly forming into a line. In that instant, the scattered lights suddenly gathered together and formed a bright moon which hung over all the demons' heads. The deity ocean had been formed. Enchanting's heart trembled as she looked at the bright blue orb from afar. The deity ocean seemed to emanate an aura so strong it affected all the demons. The demons from the 3 elite tribes on the mountain peak had already occupied the vital positions. Their expressions twisted as they looked at the other demons flooding the base of the mountain. The 3 elite tribes had never imagined that these useless troops would be able to breach their defenses. Now that the deity ocean was right in front of them, how could they possibly let these other demons even touch it? Chapter 1784, Deity Ocean, 1. The demons all looked in awe at the deity ocean suspended in midair. The deity ocean seemed to have an extremely mesmerizing effect on them. As they stood frozen, their eyes were all locked on the deity ocean. That's the deity ocean. It's my first time seeing it, the demons were all awestruck. The great generals of the 3 elite tribes seemed to be unnaturally calm as well. They raised their eyebrows as they looked at the deity ocean hanging in the sky and didn't take a single step forward. The deity ocean was hanging right over their heads this moment, but at the same time, they understood that they were not going to be able to obtain it. The last time the sealed space opened, there had been mass slaughter as well as they tried to obtain the deity ocean. Even though it was right over their head, no matter how hard they flew towards it, they couldn't even touch it. At the peak of the mountain was the deity altar, and it was recorded there that the only way they could get to the deity ocean was if it descended on the deity altar. Otherwise, they could only look up at it and wouldn't be able to touch it at all. This was also the reason the deity ocean hadn't been obtained for hundreds of thousands of years. This time, the 3 elite tribes were all still holding out hope that the deity ocean would descend, but it hadn't shown any signs of doing so up till now. Could it be that they were going to return empty-handed again? Enchanting hid herself among the demons as she looked up at the deity ocean in the sky, her eyes filled with blue light. But just as Enchanting was about to look away, the deity ocean flashed brightly. Enchanting felt something shudder in her and she suddenly paled. At the same time, the deity ocean which had been in the sky for hundreds of thousands of years suddenly changed. Right in front of all the demons' eyes, the light from the deity ocean dimmed and moved slowly towards the deity altar. The deity ocean is descending. The great general of the earth demon tribe widened his eyes in disbelief as he looked at the descending deity ocean. This was the first time in hundreds of thousands of years that the deity ocean was descending. As long as the deity ocean landed on the deity altar, they would be able to obtain it. Great joy washed over all the demons. After hundreds of thousands of years, they were finally witnessing a miracle. Enchanting had no idea what was happening but suddenly felt a wave of coldness invade her, piercing straight into her bone. Like this, the sight of the deity ocean descending had been pierced into the eyes of all the demons. Under the blue light of the deity ocean, one of the great generals flew straight at it, wanting to go straight to the deity ocean. But the moment he reached the mountain peak, the eyes of the great general from the earth demon tribe sharpened and a ray of cold light shot out from his palm, decimating the other great general in midair. "I'm not going to show any mercy to anyone who dares to go near the deity ocean. How dare they go near the deity ocean with their lowly status?" It was already an honor for them to witness the deity ocean being formed. Even though the stench of death permeated the air, the blob of decimated flesh in the air did nothing to deter the demons' greed. The deity ocean was right in front of them. That great power was just within reach. As long as they had the deity ocean, they would rule over everything. There was a sudden uproar among all the demons. They no longer feared the threats of the three elite tribes, and their eyes were transfixed, filled only with the sight of the deity ocean. Chapter 1785, Deity Ocean, 2. Seeing the deity ocean descend gradually onto the altar, the demons all rushed maniacally towards the mountain peak. The demons from the three elite tribes dealt with the demons swarming up the mountain swiftly and without any mercy, not letting them near the deity altar at all. And at the same moment, the great generals from the three elite tribes made their moves as well. The great general from the earth demon tribe was the most sly, and he flew straight towards the deity altar immediately. Seeing that they had already lost their first chance to move, the great generals from the heavenly demon tribe and the earth demon tribe quickly flew up and chased after the great general from the earth demon tribe. Lights converged in their palms and they shot it straight towards the great general from the earth demon tribe. The entire mountain fell into chaos in an instant. The demons were all trying their best to get up the mountain as the great generals from the three elite tribes battled to the death. Loud roars surrounded them as the fresh blood from countless demons gradually dyed the mountain a strange color. The cold gradually faded from Enchanting's body. She was lucky that the demons had all been focused on the deity ocean mountain, or one blow from any of them would have killed her when she had been stunned just now. Enchanting took a deep breath. But looking at the bodies of the demons piling up on the mountain, a chill went down her spine. She had no interest in the deity ocean or battling with the demons. All she could do now was to leave the battlefield and look for a safe place to hide temporarily. The great generals on the mountain peak were having a fierce battle that shook the skies. It seemed as though the mountain peak was going to be flattened by them. As they were trading blows, the deity ocean finally descended onto the deity altar. The moment the blue light landed upon it, there was a bright flash of light which blinded all the demons. Taking advantage of the blinding light, the great general from the heavenly demon tribe gathered all his energy under his feet and shot towards where he remembered the deity altar to be. In an instant, the great general of the heavenly demon tribe had touched the deity altar. He reached out and scooped the deity ocean into his arms. The bright light faded as soon as the deity ocean was taken off the deity altar. After the earth demon tribe and the emperor demon tribe had gathered their wits, all they saw was the great general of the heavenly demon tribe standing beside the deity altar with the deity ocean of their dreams in his arms. The two great generals shuddered. "Ha ha ha! It's the deity ocean. I've finally obtained the deity ocean." The eyes of the great general from the heavenly demon tribe lit up with greed. He could already feel the strong power emanating from the deity ocean in his arms. The two great generals were about to snatch it from him, but the heavenly demon tribe great general suddenly narrowed his eyes and pressed the deity ocean into his chest. "It's been hundreds of thousands of years. I've waited for this day for hundreds of thousands of years. The power of the deity ocean belongs to me. All of you will name me the emperor." In the next second, the heavenly demon tribe great general let out a deep roar. Black mist poured continuously out of his hands. He was going to absorb the power he had waited for hundreds of thousands of years into his body. Not good, he's about to absorb the power of the deity ocean. The great general of the earth demon tribe felt his hairs stand on end. If the great general of the heavenly demon tribe managed to succeed, they would be annihilated tomorrow. In the next moment, the great general of the earth demon tribe and heavenly demon tribe flew towards the great general of the heavenly demon tribe and directed their blows to his back. But in an instant, the heavenly demon tribe great general was surrounded by blue light. Chapter 1786, Deity Ocean, 3. The blue light formed a protective screen around him and the attack from the two great generals did absolutely no damage to it. All the attacks were absorbed by the blue screen. The deity ocean is really amazing. Don't worry, once I've absorbed all the power, it'll send you to hell immediately. The heavenly demon tribe great general looked at the screen surrounding him as his eagerness in obtaining the deity ocean rose. Just the light from the deity ocean was already giving him so much power. Once he absorbed all of its power, he would be their absolute king. The expressions of the great generals of the earth demon tribe and the earth demon tribe were extremely dark. Under the protection of the deity ocean, they couldn't do anything to the heavenly demon tribe great general. On the mountain peak, the demons from the heavenly demon tribe all roared as they saw that their great general was about to merge with the deity ocean. The demons from the other tribes panicked as they saw this. They were a step too late again. But just as the heavenly demon tribe great general was about to absorb the deity ocean proudly, the deity ocean pressed against his chest emanated a powerful wave. The heavenly demon tribe great general was pushed back by the wave. All of the strands of power he had absorbed from the deity ocean dissipated as well. What? The heavenly demon tribe great general looked down at the deity ocean in his hands in disbelief. He couldn't absorb the power of the deity ocean. He couldn't believe it and tried again, but the rejection was even stronger this time and the heavenly demon tribe great general spat out a mouthful of blood. The protective screen around him vanished. How could this be? Why couldn't he absorb the power of the deity ocean? The two generals who had already begun to despair suddenly brightened. They rushed towards the heavenly demon tribe great general again. The deity ocean doesn't want to be used by you. Don't even dream of using its power. The great general laughed coldly as he hit the heavenly demon tribe great general on the shoulder. Enraged, the heavenly demon tribe great general returned blows, swift and hard. Caught up in the scuffle, the deity ocean in his hand fell towards the mountain peak. Seeing the deity ocean belong to no one again, the demons under the mountain peak all surged towards it frantically. Get that deity ocean back, the earth demon tribe great general roared as he flew towards the deity ocean. The great general of the heavenly demon tribe and emperor demon tribe didn't want to lose this opportunity as well and rushed towards the deity ocean. Once again, the mountain fell into chaos as all the demons coveted the deity ocean. The battle which had stopped temporarily restarted even bloodier and crazier. As the deity ocean fell towards the chaos, who jumped nimbly over the crowd of demons, grabbed the deity ocean from midair and quickly flew off. The deity ocean is with him. Catch him! The heavenly demon tribe roared loudly after having lost the deity ocean so painfully. When the demons from the eastern camp saw that someone on their side had obtained the deity ocean, they fought every demon that wanted to get it to the death. The heavenly demon tribe great general and other demons flung the resistance aside and chased right after them. Enchanting was hiding safely on the side of the mountain peak. Hearing someone cursing and hollering loudly, she peeked out and saw Hu flying towards her quickly with something in his arms. Chapter 1787. It is all a misunderstanding. 1. Enchanting's eyes widened as she saw the approaching Hu. She could feel that the thing Hu had in his arms was actually the deity ocean. Enchanting felt like her head was about to explode. The three elite tribes were so powerful. Wasn't the eastern camp being too stubborn? How did they dare steal the deity ocean from right under their noses? Even if that were the case, Enchanting knew that all the demons were obsessed with the deity ocean. All the tribes, regardless of their strength, were swarming into battle. But as far as Enchanting was concerned, this gamble was too risky. She had no intention of participating in this battle. With her skill, she would be pretty decent among the youth in the first mainland, but among these emperor-level demons, she was nothing. Enchanting was speechless. She was about to stick her head back in and avoid this deathly situation when who was running away frantically spotted her. Who was being chased all the way by the great general of the 3 elite tribes, was running for his life, but the distance between him and the great generals were closing and his heart was full of panic. But the moment he spotted Enchanting, his eyes lit up slightly and a hint of a smile appeared at the corner of his lips. It was impossible for him to shake off the demons chasing him, but now that he had the deity ocean with him, he wasn't going to give it up so easily. Enchanting's appearance gave him a chance to turn the tables. When she saw his smile, Enchanting felt a sense of foreboding. Before she could even respond, Hu was flying straight toward her hiding place. As Hu flew past her, he sneakily slung the deity ocean towards Enchanting. He moved extremely quickly and this went undetected. After throwing the deity ocean to her, he used his energy to create a trail of blue light mimicking the deity ocean and continued flying. In an instant, countless demons chasing Hu flew by Enchanting. These demons had no idea that Hu had thrown it to Enchanting, who was hiding in the dark, and continued chasing after Hu, thinking that he still had the deity ocean. Enchanting looked on as Hu's sleight of hand fooled the other demons. She turned pale as she looked at the roaring great generals. Once the demons' footsteps had faded, she lowered her head. Wasn't the thing in her arms the deity ocean all the tribes were fighting tooth and nail for? What the hell? How had it gotten into her arms? Enchanting cursed Hu silently in her heart. All she wanted to do was to survive this battle silently. Why did this darn thing have to land in her hands? Recalling Hu's cautious expression before he flew off, he must have meant for her to hide the deity ocean well. Enchanting wanted to cry. This deity ocean was going to be the death of her. She understood how badly the demons wanted the deity ocean, but... Who? You gave this to the wrong person. Enchanting's strength was less than peanuts in the eyes of these demons. She would get caught the moment she left the cave. She could forget about even escaping. At this moment, the deity ocean was like a hot potato. She could neither throw it away nor keep it with her. She wanted to try stuffing the deity ocean into her space ring, but... Chapter 1788. It is all a misunderstanding, too. It was completely impossible. The deity ocean seemed to possess a tremendous power. Enchanting had just put it in and already felt like her space ring was going to explode. She was so shocked that she quickly took out the deity ocean. Faced with this situation, Enchanting was feeling very distressed. You are a rather clever little ant. You knew to immediately transfer the item away. Luckily, I have already memorized the deity ocean scent. Just as Enchanting was feeling extremely desperate, a cold voice suddenly sounded from somewhere behind her. Enchanting turned and saw the grim face of the heavenly demon race's great general. He was standing nearby, his malevolent eyes narrowed and staring straight at the deity ocean in her hands. Shit! She had been discovered so quickly. And by the great general of the heavenly demon race. In the blink of an eye, Enchanting flew away with the deity ocean in hand. If she had known that Hu had stolen the deity ocean, she would never have sneaked a peek. Enchanting used all her power to flee as fast as she could. But no matter how fast she flew, she was no match for the great general of the heavenly demon race. In just a few breaths, the great general of the heavenly demon race landed right in front of Enchanting, and Yi Qingtang was forced into an emergency stop. Beads of cold sweat dripped down from Yi Qingtang's forehead. The heavenly demon race's great general appeared emotionless. He was staring at the deity ocean and could clearly feel that Yi Qingtang's powers were far below his. Hand me the deity ocean. It's not something that should be touched by trash like you, the great general of the heavenly demon race stated coldly. Yi Qingtang's back was already drenched in cold sweat. Her heart was pounding heavily as she stared at the great general. Trash. She never wanted to touch this stupid deity ocean in the first place. Although she was offended by the great general's disdainful words, Yi Qingtang still had some common sense. She did not want to throw her own life away just for this deity ocean. Anyway, she was no match at all for this great general. Yi Qingtang immediately handed the deity ocean over. She said respectfully, I have heard many stories about your great powers and have admired you since a long time ago. You are naturally the only one who is worthy enough to own this deity ocean. Humph. The great general of the heavenly demon race snorted in contempt, oblivious toward Yi Qingtang's praises. He only had eyes for the deity ocean. Everything else was insignificant. Good that you have some common sense. Give me the deity ocean and I will let you die in one piece, the heavenly demon race's great general stated arrogantly. It was as if letting her die in one piece was already very magnanimous of him. Shit. I am already handing this thing to you. Why do you still have to kill me? As Yi Qingtang cursed the great general on the inside, she shifted her gaze to the side, all prepared to throw the deity ocean far away in order to divert the great general's attention, so that she had a chance to escape. She believed that compared to killing her, the heavenly demon race's great general would be more interested in getting the deity ocean. Meanwhile, Yi Qingtang was more interested in staying alive. She didn't care about the deity ocean at all. She would leave it to the fiendish demons to fight over it. Just as Yi Qingtang was raising her hand to toss it away, the deity ocean suddenly glowed very intensely. A dazzling beam of light shot right out of the deity ocean and created a large chasm in mid-air, from which a powerful magnetic force could be felt. Chapter 1789. It is all a misunderstanding. 3. Before Yi Qingtang could react, she was sucked right into the chasm with the deity ocean still in hand. As Yi Qingtang scanned the chasm and saw that there was another world beyond it. Could it be? This deity ocean could be used to pass through time and space. It could open up a gateway to another world. Yi Qingtang couldn't help recalling the earlier incident when she tried to place the deity ocean in her space ring. She heaved a big sigh of relief knowing that she was about to escape. Put down the deity ocean now, or I will make sure you die a wretched death. The face of the heavenly demon race's great general instantly contorted into one of malevolence when he saw that Yi Qingtang was about to fly into the chasm with the deity ocean. Damn you! You want the deity ocean? Dream on. You will never have the deity ocean. Yi Qingtang finally dared to shout out her true thoughts when she saw that she was about to escape. The great general tried to pursue her but was blocked out by that beam of light. Let her die in one piece. He could stay here on his own. She couldn't care less about him. Do you wish to die? The great general's face was livid at her impudence. He leapt into the air and charged toward Yi Qingtang, furiously striking her with waves of demonic aura. But that power instantly dissipated the moment it made contact with that beam of light. Yi Qingtang, who had been a bit worried, was now incredibly jubilant. Great general of the heavenly demon race. You are very powerful, right? Try your best to hit me. You! The great general was completely enraged. No fiendish demon had ever dared to behave so audaciously before him. The heavenly demon race's great general immediately sent a barrage of strikes at Yi Qingtang, but none of them even got close to touching her. Not painful at all, Yi Qingtang piped up smugly. The great general was nearly puking blood in anger. No matter how he tried to attack, he was unable to hurt the escaping Yi Qingtang. That beam of light was an impenetrable barrier, offering Yi Qingtang complete protection. As angry as the great general was, he had no choice but to just watch on as Yi Qingtang disappeared into the chasm. The chasm immediately vanished the moment she entered, leaving only empty air in its wake. After entering the chasm, Yi Qingtang felt like the world around her was spinning. But in the next second, both of her feet landed on solid ground. She had to spend some time recovering her senses before she started to survey her surroundings. What met her eyes was one that was totally unfamiliar. It was very dark, but she could still vaguely make out her surroundings. This is, Yi Qingtang gazed about. She felt warm all over. She thought that the deity ocean had sent her back to the mountain valley outside of the sealed space. But it now seemed like it was a totally different place. The climate here was completely different from the frozen ice fields that Yi Qingtang had experienced. Even the air in the mountain valley had been chilly and thick with the demonic aura. But over here, she could not feel anything that was exceptionally strange. Don't tell me I have left that mystic realm. Yi Qingtang murmured to herself. She started to feel a sense of joy, but was immediately struck by the thought that she had left little white tiger all alone by the cave at the eastern demon camp. She had left little white tiger in that demon-filled land, as well as the still unconscious little heavenly demon. Chapter 1790. It is all a misunderstanding. 4. But before Yi Qingtang could ponder further what kind of place this was, the deity ocean in her hands suddenly emitted a strong light. Yi Qingtang felt the world spin and her line of sight become blurry. She could once again feel that familiar chilly air. In the next second, Yi Qingtang opened her eyes. After she managed to regain her bearings, she was stunned by what she saw. She had returned to the place where she was facing off with the great general of the heavenly demon race. The great general, whom she had angered earlier, was now just 5 meters away, glaring at her with a malevolent expression. What the hell? Why was she back? Damned trash. The great general of the heavenly demon race's voice was cold and full of bloodlust. Yi Qingtang was frozen to the ground. The cheeky words she had shouted at the great general now came back to haunt her. Ha! Was the deity ocean playing a trick on her? Misunderstanding, this is all a misunderstanding. Yi Qingtang was no longer able to smile. The great general snorted and walked toward Yi Qingtang with narrowed eyes. You were very happy insulting me earlier, right? Let's see if you can still hurl insults when I crush your bones and smash your brains in. Yi Qingtang broke out in cold sweat all over. The deity ocean had really done her in this time. Who dared to insult the great general? You must have truly misunderstood, Yi Qingtang said very sincerely. Didn't you say earlier that I will never have the deity ocean? And you asked me to dream on? The great general repeated her earlier words in a harsh voice. No, I said that even in my dreams, I also wish that the great general will obtain the deity ocean. Yi Qingtang was openly lying without any remorse. The great general clearly did not believe Yi Qingtang's cunning change of words. He narrowed his eyes and exuded waves of demonic aura. Didn't you say earlier that you didn't feel any pain at all when I attacked you? Let's see if you will feel any pain now. Of course I feel the pain. Just the sight of you is painful to me. Yi Qingtang gave a bitter smile. She was going to try her earlier trick of tossing the deity ocean away, so that she could make her escape. But when Yi Qingtang glanced down, she saw that her hands were completely empty. There was no sign of the deity ocean at all. Where did the deity ocean go? Enchanting clearly remembered that she still had the deity ocean in her hands just before she was sent back to the great general. Why? Why had the deity ocean vanished now? Enchanting was totally confused. It was her final chance at survival. How did it disappear just like that? It felt like her world was crashing down on her as she watched the demonic aura gathering in the hands of the great general. She was doomed. But the heavenly demon race's great general noticed that Enchanting had glanced down at her hands. He followed her line of sight and saw that the deity ocean was missing. Then his face instantly turned dark. Where did you hide the deity ocean? Enchanting, she really wanted to cry now. She also wished to know where the deity ocean was. If she told the great general that she had misplaced the deity ocean, there was no doubt that she would be dismembered. Even as she was on the brink of a mental collapse, Enchanting didn't dare to speak the truth. She put on a calm face and told the great general. Won't the great general just immediately kill me if I told you where I hid the deity ocean? Chapter 1791. It is all a misunderstanding. 5. Do you think that I will let you go just because you refuse to tell me? The heavenly demon race's great general snorted. He was the first fiendish demon to obtain the deity ocean, and was also the first fiendish demon to have tried merging with the deity ocean. As a result, he was exceptionally attuned to the scent of the deity ocean. Otherwise, he would not have detected the presence of the deity ocean despite Huss tricks. The heavenly demon race's great general scanned Enchanting with sharp eyes. His gaze was so sharp that it was like he wanted to slice off her flesh inch by inch. Do you think you can deceive me by hiding the deity ocean in your own body? Do you think I won't be able to find the deity ocean after I peel off your skin and carve out your flesh? Enchanting felt very maligned. When did she hide the deity ocean in her own body? Could this great general of the heavenly demon race not make such false accusations? How did the great general know I hid the deity ocean inside of me? If I hid the deity ocean in the space within the chasm earlier, you will never find the deity ocean if you kill me. Enchanting continued to put on a brave front. You are still trying to deceive me. The great general narrowed his eyes and suddenly reached out toward Enchanting. The heavenly demon race's great general was very fast and Enchanting didn't have time to react. But just as this was happening, Enchanting suddenly felt vibrations from the deity ocean. The source of those vibrations came from within her. In the face of danger, Enchanting had no time to ponder what had happened. She just remembered the power of the deity ocean's vibrations earlier and immediately tried to make use of the power of these vibrations. In the next second, a beam of light shot out from Enchanting's body. Within seconds, Enchanting felt the earth spin again and she disappeared. Enchanting was panting when she finally recovered from her dizziness. Scanning her surroundings, she realized that she had returned to that dark place from before. The ferocious, evil great general from the heavenly demon race was nowhere to be seen. Taking a deep breath to steady her pounding heart, Enchanting stilled for a moment. But she remained very confused over what had happened. She had already found it very strange when that great general claimed the deity ocean was hidden inside her. When she had returned earlier, she had no idea where the deity ocean had disappeared to. Why was the great general so certain? But right at the brink of death, Enchanting could feel the power of the deity ocean radiating from her own body. She couldn't help feeling very shocked. Moreover, when she utilized that power, she had returned to this place again. An inconceivable idea popped into Enchanting's head. Don't tell me, the deity ocean has merged with me. Enchanting murmured. This speculation was too scary to even consider. Why did the deity ocean merge with her? Enchanting took this opportunity to carefully analyze all that happened earlier. Could this deity ocean be the power of a high-level spiritual abode? Enchanting mulled over the whole incident before coming to a startling conclusion. Comparing the capabilities of the deity ocean with what Enchanting understood about spiritual abodes, it seemed like the two were very similar. Previously, Enchanting overheard who saying that the deity ocean had existed for tens of thousands of years but had never landed on that altar. No fiendish demon had ever obtained it either. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.